Hello, my name is Rachel. Today we're gonna do Monster Island because I was bored. That's why I want to review this movie because I got nothing else to do today and decided why not. Now, this movie was so interesting. Okay, I'm just like, it wasn't that fascinating or was that bad. It was sort of okay. The story is basically a young man called Lucas trying to be the hipster, trying to be the it thing, trying to be like a normal teenager, but never forced. That's the good thing. This character, he feels very natural of a teenager. I feel they watched too many 90s films because it felt everything of the 90s tropes fall into this movie. But one of the things, they know how to take care of this trope properly. They don't feel so obvious most of the time, especially the bully character that I feel was overdone. I feel, what's your motivation, man? Why you want to bully these kids? Where's the teacher? Honestly, really guys, really. But I like it that the bully character that is just very little on this movie, but when he's on, you see he has some depth into them. Also have minor characters so that you feel Lucas knows and you hear the conversation for a few seconds. You know it's something up. You know they have been friends for many years. You also have this kind of romantic relationship, but never went that far. That's how well the writing is of this movie. But not everything is gold. I mean, some of the voice acting kind of, I mean, the very beginning was, why? Yeah, it's something like, ugh. Now, you also have animation colon in the front and the A of the end called anime without the E. Just change it to A. Yeah, trying to be copycat here because this is a very young studio. They have a couple of years on it. Especially in Mexico, really don't have that many factions of animation because they're usually buy animation outside. They never create their own in their own home. So yes, they're trying to branch out. Honestly, this was I feel they didn't have the budget to do this, but they did whatever they can to make it woo. Sometimes it fails, sometimes it works. Depends what angle the camera is, especially the monster and the human society. Human society is plain, normal, kind of boring, shaky, not really that special. But you see a different angle, how the buildings kind of bent over in a way, kind of feel Tim Burton passed through here or something like that. It's just ooh. Now, Monster Island wasn't that impressive either. It was but the monster characters, they do have some development or how the design are. It was just interesting. It just, I to see them, how they were moving, or sometimes how their monster just turned on the fire by one finger. You're just curious how the monsters are. I mean, what are their powers? What are the abilities? They do talk about the abilities. They never showed that much. Sorry for that sound. Forgive me. Let's go on. Continue. How the whole society, characters, or what they do, they have a lot of creativity, even though they don't have that much animation budget on it. It's something like, good job for semi-good work. Yeah! Monsters always go the kind of trope. Like the main character called Lucas, that he is a teenager. I mean, he trying to frustrate, trying to be the it guy. You know the tropes of the main character of the teen. But I like it that they don't fall that deep in a hole. They just sprinkle, pass through, in other words. Sprinkle, pass. Basically, sorry to be a little cheesy here. The story of Monster Island is basically this teen wolf. That's all it really is. But the fact is, he goes a little trouble. You have to see a bully. He had to try to defend his friend. He fails. He tries to target out his situation. He also fails. And he also trying to get out of it, trying to be beaten up. And okay, do your homework kind of deal. And fails. He also, the bully take vengeance because he got trouble because the bully. And he goes on and on all these tropes. One thing is good, they understand their tropes, so they have to develop a little bit of chemistry, a little bit of the characters. In fact, you need other girls that I say about a minute or two, a few dialogues, but you know who they are and they don't have a thing, but never dip into it. Yeah, I like that. They build a world that you understand who is who in the situation they are. Feel they have years of knowing each other. It shows they have very good writers in this movie. And also, the trope becoming a monster. You figure out who he is, what happened to his mom. He tries to explain, oh, you're not technically human. You're a monster. You have this island. Blah blah blah. And you also have a villain who killed his mother and try to figure out who or why, who he really is. Yes, all cliche. But the question is, done the cliche perfectly or walk around the cliche? Honestly, only 80% they did it correctly. Okay, I'm being generous. It's like 60%. Yeah, it's one of those films that they try so different ways to impress you, especially the animation. Yeah, I told you at the very beginning, Mexico doesn't have that much faith in their own animated studios because they don't make a lot of money because not a lot of people watch it in theaters. So it's one of those things that have a low budget, but they know what we're doing, sort of. I mean, the background is kind of dull and nothing really fancy. Monster High would probably do, but even that Monster have a better budget. This one relied not CGI hand-made or just something you have on your own laptop to do some little effects like here, like shower or whatever you want to call it. They put it in the film. They didn't want to be lazy, but they didn't have the budget, so they had to make do what they have. It really shows sometimes. And the voice acting starts kind of bad at the very beginning till it got picked up later on, being better and better. Now, this sounds really bad to watch this film. Honestly, it kind of is, but not in a bad way. Especially you see the trailer. The trailer is terrible. It's something I watched the trailer. I didn't want to see the movie on Netflix. Well, I got nothing else to do. I watched it. You know what? I watched the movie and I enjoyed it. I mean, honestly, it was once more. Sort of they know what they're doing. It's just the budget kind of strained them and didn't have any time. It feels they needed more time to fix this movie. Now, the best things of this movie is Lucas and his Lucas dad. Their relationship is gold. I mean, I feel they actually are father and son. It's one of the saving grace of the whole movie because their relationship is so interesting. In other words, his dad lied to him he was a monster, but at the same time, they live in a human world that really tell your son that you think about, yeah, are you crazy, dad? That's the thing, he explains this way to his son. I can tell you because you won't believe me. And honestly, it's true. That when he becomes a monster, you see it like Lucas panicking, freaking out, he don't know what to do, and doing this kind of rash things. Only a person Lucas' situation would do, especially he's a teenager. Everything he does makes sense. It's a trope, kind of honestly, is what a person will do. Yeah, I feel Lucas was written perfectly who he is, how he acts. He also his dad who overprotected what actually happened to his mom, to his family, and the situation they're on. It makes so much sense. I feel we also have a lot of time you have the dad develop also with the thing he sort of did. Like he did something to his brother-in-law. Kind of his brother-in-law, he's crazy, but not just evil. But I love the villain that he is interesting. Lucas' uncle is just so fascinating because why he become evil, why he attempt to experiment on these monsters and killing them. Yes, this is Mexico, different rating for kids television. So they love to kill characters, not currently, but I do mean they actually do kill characters. The good thing about this film, I love how you understand the villain, why he acted this way. You feel he was pushed that direction because in the monster world, when you turn a teenager, you become a monster once more. You like accepted in the society. In the beginning, you are human. After you turn 13, you become a monster. The only issue is Lucas' uncle couldn't become a monster. He never had the thing to develop, become this monster accepted society. But the only issue is he's human. He didn't know why he never became a monster. In fact, he feel like an outsider. He just turned twisted in because he feels he was never accepted. And that's so interesting. Especially what happened to his sister and him and Lucas' dad. It just made the character so interesting. Now the monster world itself, it's not impressive how I said at the very beginning, but it's what's interesting the little things the monster did. I explore more of this world, but this movie had restraints, didn't have enough chance to develop. So yeah, it's one of those that I'm kind of curious if they spend more time in the monster world to see how the society works, make this more interesting. Well, Lucas was nothing annoying. In fact, I said before he was perfect. Even Dad was so perfect. I mean, the first three main characters, the dad, Lucas, and Lucas' uncle, were the best developed characters in the whole movie. The rest of the characters, they wasn't that developed. There was, You also hate they have that romantic relationship kind of forced. I mean, beginning how the girl and Lucas, how they meet, how they didn't like each other, they were started to talk, you feel so natural till the very end become a romantic situation. I did not like that. I wish they still friends because I feel that was kind of forced in. All of that, besides the bad voice acting at the very beginning, the cheap animation, the stole the tropes they do. Yeah, they have everything that this movie to just being bad, but they somehow pulled it off. Especially what they did the action sequence of this movie. They have really 2 or 3 action scenes. The first 2 sucked. I mean, really, there wasn't. Monster High does it better. Action situations, they do it better. And this movie, they kind of didn't know what to do. They didn't. I feel they wasn't trained enough to make an action scene. Till the very end, the final fight, that was actually well made. I do applause. They know how to write, but there's some of the situation. For example, the comedy. It is a kids movie, but I feel they kind of tried too much. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was something maybe a normal TV show would do. Yeah, not like a good TV show, like a low normal cheap Disney show comedy kind of level, and that you feel they're trying too much. I feel they should restrain that and stop doing that and focus on developing and the situation of the characters, because that was the most strongest thing of the whole movie. And that's the thing, kind of sit me down and watch what's going on. And that's what the best part of the movie. You also have that interesting part that how Lucas had his true form in a monster. He also did that using kind of like little machines, kind of like oxygen machines. You know how people have asthma and they use that little device? They use something like that, and they actually explain how they kind of works to help them disguise their monster figure. And I thought that ideas that just was interesting. But sadly, you have so many things hitting it. My rating about this series, well, they give it only 6 out of 10. A positive 6 out of 10. Come on. I mean, I compared this as Danny Phantom. If you see Danny, you know that's not a 10. You know you see the all 3 seasons, that's like a 7, a minimum. And this one is kind of like Danny but lower quality, so it had to be a 6. Yeah, it's basically that. It's kind of like Danny Phantom quality but very low, didn't have great action, didn't have that much like, well, when comedy, it's like that best. Well, I hope you enjoyed my review. You want to see more, you can watch here, or before subscribe. I got nothing else to say. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.